Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Hector Aguilar with the Aguilar Realty Group. Once again, with my buyer associate Ben, your agent.
Hello.
Hey, hey, Ben, how you doing?
Good, Hector. How are you?
Good, good, man. I'm glad that we're able to come together and bring another additional video with value to our clients and our friends and our family and those that are looking to buy or sell real estate here in Southern California. I got to
Yes.
tell you, I really I'm enjoying actually putting out more valuable content that'll help someone either make a good decision to buy or sell a home in this market. So, what is our topic for today, Ben?
Today, we're going to talk to you guys about new home construction versus resale homes.
Right on. So we talked about Ben and I kind of strategized. Well, what's our next topic going to be? And we talked about what our customers and our clients have been experiencing lately. And one of the customers that we talked about was Luis Ramirez, right? He was going to resell his home
Yeah.
or list his home, sell his home, and then he was buying new construction.
Yeah.
So we discovered, and I've done new construction in the past before, and right now I think it's an adequate time for us to talk about what the pros and cons are about buying new construction versus buying maybe a resale property. So that's what
Correct.
we talked about. That's what we chose for today. Hopefully, we can bring some value to you and the consumers, and see if we can educate you as to what are the pros and cons of each of those. So let's
Correct.
go ahead and get started, Ben. Let's go ahead and we've got pros for new homes. So
Yes.
for those of you that don't know, Ben is actually a new construction certified agent, which
Yes.
means that he's at special knowledge, right, Ben, with
Correct.
regards to new construction and some of the energy efficiencies, some of the requirements that are now required by the local states and local cities with regards to building requirements. So in that aspect, I think that new construction, that we're really suitable to help you and guide you in buying new construction because of Ben's experience and his certification. So Ben, talk to us a little about, in today's day and age, I think the most common thing with new construction, Ben, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is all the updated regulations and requirements with regards to energy consumption and buildings being green. Can you tell
Yeah.
us what that means, Ben?
Well, today we continue to want to go more toward green, and green just means healthier choice, healthier lifestyle, and just to make our living suitable so that it doesn't hurt the environment. That's all green
Right.
means. And
All
so
right.
when it comes down to homes, you want to make sure you're not wasting water, you're not wasting electricity, you're not wasting air, all these things that can affect the community and yourself and your family. So
Basically, what that would mean, Ben, is we're seeing a lot more new developments that now come with solar panels, right?
yes.
Typically, they come with star or dual pane star, double pane windows, right? To kind of offset, losing either warm air in the winter or cool air in the summers, so that the appliances aren't working double time, that they're not drawing power from their energy resources, and that have less of an impact or footprint on the environment, right?
Correct. And also just to add in there too, Hector, is I'm learning a lot that our homes weren't, in the older days, weren't properly insulated.
Right.
So, we can go down another road with that, but installation is a big part of, when you're looking at a new home or a resale home, because, like Hector said, it can be colder in the winter days. But with newer homes, one of the pros is that it's insulated correctly with the double pane windows, with the proper insulation, the airflow, so that you're not super cold when it's in the winter days, or even super hot in the hotter days. So it's really important.
I think that's the important thing about when you're thinking about buying a new home is understanding that today's building regulations require them to meet or exceed Energy Star and WaterSense standards.
Yeah.
Basically being energy efficient and, wasting the minimum amount of water. So those are some of the pros of buying new construction. What about being flexible, Ben, as far as, new constructions are concerned? I know there's certain floor plans that builders have, certain layouts. In your experience, when we go out and see some of these new construction developments, so we can know inventory, what are we seeing as far as options, Ben?
Well, it's good to note that when you're looking at a brand new home, typically you're looking at floor plans that are already modeled, like,
Right.
they put new stuff in there. So let's just, I know it's hard, but if you can close your eyes and just envision a blank slate, that's kind of how new homes work. They really come with nothing.
You're absolutely right.
Nothing, right? So when we say flexibility for space, it just means it gives you the ability to kind of see everything as a new blank slate versus, maybe an older home, they already have some characters in the house that you can't really change. So, and then wiring customization is not that you can change any wires you want, because the stage where you come in and you get to design your home, the wires are already in, but there's some wires that you can add if you wanted to. So
to be clear, I think that when most people go out and see new home construction, they walk in and they see these model perfect homes.
Yeah.
Well, the truth is that most of those homes have tons of upgrades, from the countertops to the black splashes to the appliances, to the flooring. You might have nice laminate wood flooring as an example, but when you close on your purchase, your basic flooring might be vinyl or might be carpet. So it's really important to understand that those are all options. And when you walk into a model home, typically the builders want to show you the best features available, because what do they want to do? They want you to fall in love with their home, and they want you to follow up with the design appointment so that you can choose what floorings and finishes you want. But keep in mind that those are additional costs that a new construction home is going to have if you start choosing like upgraded flooring. So that's an example of, being flexible with the layout and the finishes. One of the things that's also key to understand is that you might have an option to, let's say you're looking at a floor model that's a 5-bedroom and 3-bath. Chances are you can choose to make that 5th bedroom and leave it open as a den, an additional office space. And that's kind of a key thing. Not all builders offer it. And typically you're going to probably have some options if you have 4 or 5 bedrooms. So keep that in mind.
The other analogy I like to use too, Hector, is when you're buying a new car. When you're buying a brand new car, you have that new car smell. You'll also have a new home smell.
Right.
And you'll have all these other bells and whistles you can add onto it, or you can buy it as is. New homes have standard as is, like cabinetry and like
even the plumbing fixtures are basic. The backsplash or the countertop could be basic.
Yeah.
You have to understand that. So those are some of the things that can be maybe considered cons in a new construction, but the pros are certainly you're walking into a brand new home, not lived in, that you can customize with regards to paint, flooring, design, all you want.
And I think one more bonus, just didn't throw it in there, but the value of the home as you live in it will definitely increase over time. I mean, it's going to be a pro for both resale and new home construction, but the value of the home, because it's such in a new community, more new homes are more built in a community kind of like track homes. Right. Sometimes the value of that will increase faster too.
Here's an interesting point. For example, like right now we know that Ontario Ranch is a growing community. Eastvale is a growing community.
Yeah.
There's also parts of Chino and Chino Hills that have, track homes that are part of communities. So yes, there can be some inherent value in a property, but keep in mind that, as real estate agents, we don't control the market. We just kind of basically gauge the market. We study the market and we see where the market is going, and we can give you valuable information as to where we think the market is at the moment. So, there's no guarantee that the value is going to go up, but certainly a new home is going to be more attractive than a home that's probably built in the mid 50s and mid 60s. So that's definitely a pro. It'll be more attractive to the market if it's newer, because it's going to have new wiring, new plumbing, new finishes, and it's going to be more attractive. So in that sense, I think, yes, there will be more value. But in terms of price, only the market can dictate where that's going to go. So keep that in mind, okay?
Yes. Let's go to the next one.
What are some of the cons, Ben, that you see in new home construction?
Well, I mean, the way it is kind of the way you want to buy it. I mean, as much as there's customized flexibility, sometimes it's not 100% flexible, because you're buying the way they build it. Unless you're there right in the beginning, unless you're the builder, you're with friends with the builder, sometimes you don't get to kind of structure it the way you want to structure it.
And to be honest with you, I think to label it correctly is it's not a custom build. It's a standard build. You're going to be buying possibly 4 or 5 floor plans within this tract community that have maybe 3 or 4 different elevations. And elevations basically means the front finish, whether it's stone, whether it's brick, whether it looks like, Italian, or it looks more, California ranch. It just, those are elevations. But you're going to buy typically 4 or 5 standard floor plans with different elevations. So it's not custom, right? So keep that in mind. That could be a con. The other one that's a con, in my opinion, is the size of the lot, right? The size. Why the size of the lot? Because most builders are trying to maximize density. And what does that mean? Is how many homes can I fit? And cities are under a lot of pressure too, right? We're trying to provide more livable properties, more residences to more consumers, more homeowners, right? So many times you'll see like condominium developments, you'll see townhome developments, and you'll see single family homes that are on smaller lots. That's one of the pros about buying a resale is you might get a 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 square foot lot. But the truth is that with a new home, you might be limited to 4,000 square feet, maybe 4,500 square feet. And if you're lucky and you get maybe like a lot choice that's maybe in a cul-de-sac, you might get more square footage in your lot because you have a Y-shaped lot, or maybe you're in a corner lot. So keep that in mind as well. Okay.
Right. And then another con, it's not up here, but a lot of them have HOAs, right, Hector?
That's definitely another con, right? That could be good or that could be bad. An HOA.
Right. Yeah.
What do typically HOAs cover? Well, they cover common area maintenance. They might cover like a gated entry. They might cover, what's it called? The recreation center, right?
Recreation.
And there's maybe a common pool or two. So it just depends on what the community offers. Your HOA may give you the ability to do so and participate and enjoy those benefits that an HOA can have in these communities. What's the drawback? Is that the HOAs could be additional fees that you may or may not want to pay. Could be a couple $100. It could be $300 a month. Could be $400 a month. Just depends on the development and what they offer. So that's a little bit of a con. HOA fees, they are necessary. What's another con that we forgot to add here was, honestly, tax assessments, right? Like new developments have tax assessments.
Right.
What do I mean by that? Each county and each city might have a basic, tax factor. In most cases, it's about 1.1 to 1.2%, depending on the county you're buying in. But in addition to that, there's assessments that used to be known as Mellorews, right? And now they're called tax bonds. And what are those tax bonds for? Typically, you're developing in new tracts that don't have sewage, that don't have streets, that don't have sidewalks, that don't have schools or parks. And so what happens is all the new owners have to pay additional tax assessments in order to fund these new constructions, new elementary schools, new parks, new facilities, new roads, new infrastructure. And of course, that's additional burden on the city as far as service, trash, and water. So again, that's another con that I think new homes could have, is additional tax assessments. But here's the beauty of a new home, right? What's the benefit is you can design it yourself. You can choose your finishes. If you're willing to live in an HOA and you don't want to, you don't want to have a pool in your own property, you can use a community pool. Hey, that's even better, right? So
and I'm also thinking
for that.
And I'm also thinking new neighbors. You guys are all new neighbors, and you get to meet new people and people that it can be a pro and a con, so.
Well, I mean, I think that the added benefit is that, you get to live in a new community, and there's up and coming communities that have all sorts of different families and people and you're right, you get to experience a new beginning in a new track. So that's kind of exciting, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, we already talked about time. Well, we didn't talk about timing, but what do we mean by timing, Ben? That's going to be a con, right?
So typically, with our super sellers market we've been talking about in the last few weeks, typically you can close with a builder within 3 to 6 months. Now it's going a little further, like sometimes even nine months, till like I see some homes are ready till January. So you gotta that's another thing we talked in our video. Check out that video, buyer, what you need to be, aware of, because timing with new home construction is it can be a con right now. It's going to take
Absolutely.
you a while, and you in the financing, they want you to, you tell us.
Here's what we found, right? We all know that the pandemic has affected many builders, right? Supplies are low, labor forces are low. And so what's happened is that, delivery on these new construction homes that used to be maybe 6 to 7 months out are now 9, 10, or 11 months out because material is short, labor is short, timing delays that they have with regards to construction and delivery. So, you have to be patient. If you go under contract with a new construction home and they say, hey, you know what, the release date on this particular phase is in 2 weeks, but the delivery date on those open properties are going to be until maybe 6 to 9 months. You probably want to make sure that you add an additional 2 or 3 months to your timing, because the truth is that you may have some delays, and the truth is that those are going to be out of your control. As much as a builder wants to deliver to you quickly, there's delays that are out of their control that we mentioned already. So timing, keep that in mind, could be a con. Okay. We talked a little bit about the cost, right, Ben? We talked about the additional cost to upgrade your flooring. Maybe choose your carpeting, tile, hardwood, kitchen finishes, kitchen appliances. I mean, there's a gamut of things that you can choose in the design centers, right, Ben?
Yes, and really nice ones too.
Yeah, well, the nicer the better, and of course, the nicer the more expensive. So keep that in mind as well, okay?
Yes, and a little quick tip. When you go, this sector, when you go in the model homes, they usually have a sheet. We recommend you get that sheet so you can see what additional costs you want to upgrade or not upgrade, and they're really usually good with telling you exactly what's standard or not standard.
Right. So, sometimes too, Ben, like we've walked through some new construction and they'll have like little signs, hey, this is an upgrade or this is an upgrade. So the builders do a good job of letting you know what things are upgraded. Like I said, most new construction homes that are the model homes, I couldn't remember the term, they're going to be fixed up to the nines. You're going to have all the nice finishes. So most of the time, there's plenty of upgrades that are displayed in the model home. So keep that in mind, right?
Yes.
Now, we talked about new construction, what the pros and cons can be about new construction. Now we want to talk a little bit about what are the pros in purchasing resale homes, right? Homes that have already been built, homes that are currently occupied, that are currently on the market to sell. So, Ben, in a couple words, like what are you seeing that are pros for resale homes?
Well, for resale homes, honestly, is the neighborhood. For me, feels like more character in the area than new construction.
Well, you're talking about homes that are in established communities.
Correct.
Typically in Southern California, most of the markets that we've been showing and selling in, most of them are built in the mid 50s, maybe early 60s. There's some homes that have been standing since the early 1900s, right? So, you've got historic homes, and you have, modern homes, and you have California ranch homes. And, depending on the city that you're buying in, you're going to find different characters in the homes and differences versus if you buy a new home, right? In a new home, you could pretty much say you're kind of getting vanilla, right? It's kind of the 4 basic plans with the 4 or 5 basic elevations, and that's it. With the resale home, you have the opportunity of purchasing property that has more character, something that's been established, maybe something that you can customize and make your own. So I can see how resale market is probably a lot more favorable in that terms, because if you're looking for character, you're not going to find it in new home construction. You're going to find it typically in resale homes. So great point, Ben. Great point.
Yeah, and part of the character is what we often see is nice, new, larger yards, bigger yards.
Right.
With the economy we have today, the land in LA County, which we serve, is smaller and smaller. So unless you go out in the boonies, like for us, if you go out to Victorville, Hesperia, Riverside County, land is cutting shorter and shorter. So with resale homes, you get the nice yards and stuff like that, unless you, again, go customize your own home. So that's another.
Absolutely. I think, you hit it on the head. The average lot size for established resale homes is going to be somewhere between 6 to 7,000 square feet. You also have the homes that were in established neighborhoods where you have the 8 to 10, maybe, 8 to 10, 12,000 square feet. So yeah, you're going to have a lot more land, but you're also going to have to deal with, kind of a con with resale markets or resale property is you're going to have the older utilities. You're going to have to rely on whether or not a homeowner has upgraded their plumbing. Have they redone their electrical? When was the last time they did the roof? So again, things for you to consider that are what replacement cost, right? Where Ben put that up, replacement cost. And chances are is that they're also going to be closer to the city, right? Like, as you get closer to downtown LA, real estate tends to get a little bit pricier because, people are wanting to commute to their jobs. Well, guess what? Now, with the current economy, many people are actually being able to telecommute. They're able to work from home. They need more space. They need a dedicated office. So maybe a new home can provide that office space, but maybe the resale home, if you get out further and you want land, more people are willing to do it because they don't have to drive into downtown for their jobs anymore. So again, a lot of pros in buying resale property. It's just going to depend on what your needs are for you and your family, right, Ben?
Yes. And one thing that's not on here that we haven't mentioned is most old homes don't have warranty,
Right.
or expired warranty in that state.
Well,
So
and what are warranties, right? When you purchase a home, whether it's brand new or if it's a resale property, you want to make sure that whether the seller pays for a home warranty for you or you pay for the home warranty for the purchase, it's always a good idea to have because you never know with resale homes. You're right, man. There are some replacement costs that a home warranty policy could help you ease. You pay for a basic service fee, and if your water heater goes out, typically that's about $1,000, maybe $1,500. Well, your warranty will help you with that, and you paid $75 out of pocket. Or maybe the stove went out, or maybe you had a plumbing issue, and the warranty company can send a service person out to fix that particular issue for a minimal service cost of $75. So again, do have protections. And it's not to say that new construction doesn't have issues. I recommend getting a home warranty for new construction too, because guess what? There's always room for error because humans are building the property. It could be like miswiring. Maybe some kind of material flowed into the plumbing and it clogged up the plumbing. There's a gamut of things that could happen, right? They're less. And of course, the builder warranties on average provide you a 10-year warranty, right? That's about the average. There's some builders that provide you more, some builders that provide you less, but the standard is about 10 years. So another thing that you should keep in mind as well with new construction is they're going to have those warranties, but you can get that same warranty with the home warranty policy on a resale property that you want to purchase. So, just tons of options to think about. Today's topic has been, a topic that we talked about because of our clients and what we've been recently doing. I know that today's topic went a little long. It looks like we're at 23 minutes, and we really appreciate you kind of staying in tune and spending some time with Ben and I. I hope that this video has been valuable for you. And if you are in the market to buy or sell, whether it's a new home construction or you're interested in something that has a little bit more character in a resale property, please reach out to us. Find us on Google. It's AguilarRealtyGroup.com. You can find us on our website. You can find us on Google, on Instagram, and we'd love to work with you. Ben, once again, thank you for putting together a great topic. Certainly excited about serving our clientels and our clients, and I look forward to our next video. Thanks again, you guys, for tuning in. I hope it's valuable to you, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye, everyone.